RSI 14 is 47 and the stock is currently not being overbought or oversold. Red day on Wednesday for LSB Industries Inc. stock after losing 1.54%, updated on December 30, 2020, buy or hold candidate since November 24, 2020 gained 6.25%. The LSB Industries Inc. stock price fell by -1.54% on the last day, Wednesday, December 30, 2020, from $2.59 to $2.55, and has now fallen 3 days in a row. During the day the stock fluctuated 8.70% from a day low at $2.53 to a day high of $2.75. The price has fallen in 7 of the last 10 days and is down by -8.27% for this period. Volume fell on the last day along with the stock, which is actually a good sign as volume should follow the stock. On the last day, the trading volume fell by -266,000 shares and in total, 134,000 shares were bought and sold for approximately $341.74 thousand. The stock lies in the lower part of a very wide and strong rising trend in the short term, and this may normally pose a very good buying opportunity. If the lower trend floor at $2.42 is broken, it will firstly indicate a slower rate of rising, but may also be an early warning for a trend shift. Given the current short-term trend, the stock is expected to rise 43.3% during the next 3 months and, with a 90% probability, hold a price between $3.47 and $4.72 at the end of this 3-month period. Signals and forecast. The LSB Industries Inc. stock holds a sell signal from the short-term moving average. At the same time, however, there is a buy signal from the long-term average. Since the short-term average is above the long-term average, there is a general buy signal in the stock giving a positive forecast for the stock. On further gains, the stock will meet resistance from the short-term moving average at approximately $2.72. On a fall, the stock will find some support from the long-term average at approximately $2.54. A breakup through the short-term average will send a buy signal, whereas a breakdown through the long-term average will send a sell signal. Some negative signals were issued as well, and these may have some influence on the near short-term development. A sell signal was issued from a pivot top point on Friday, December 4, 2020, and so far it has fallen -15.56%. Further fall is indicated until a new bottom pivot has been found. Furthermore, there is currently a sell signal from the 3 months moving average convergence divergence, MACD. Volume fell along with the price during the last trading day, which is technical positive. One should, however, note that this stock may have low liquidity in periods, which increases the general risk. Support, risk and stop loss. LSB Industries Inc. finds support from accumulated volume at $2.48 and this level may hold a buying opportunity as an upwards reaction can be expected when the support is being tested. $2.48, $2.55, $2.59. The stock has average movements during a day, but be aware of low or falling volume as this increases the risk. During the last day, the stock moved 22 cents between high and low, or 8.70%. For the last week the stock has had a daily average volatility of 8.42%. Our recommended stop loss, $2.42, minus 4.99%. This stock has medium daily movements and this gives medium risk. There is a sell signal from a pivot top found 17 days ago. Is LSB Industries Inc. stock a buy? LSB Industries Inc. holds several positive signals, but we still don't find these to be enough for a buy candidate. At the current level, it should be considered as a hold candidate, hold or accumulate, in this position whilst awaiting further development. Current score, 0.193. Predicted opening price for LSB Industries Inc. of Thursday, December 31, 2020. The predicted opening price is based on yesterday's movements between high, low, and the closing price. Fair opening price December 31, 2020. Current price $2.61. Stock analysis Thursday, December 31, 2020. LXU LSB Inc. diversified companies $3.39 0.84 32.94%. Business description, LSB Industries Inc. engages in manufacturing, marketing, and sale of chemical products for the agricultural, mining, and industrial markets. It also owns and operates facilities in El Dorado, Arkansas, the El Dorado facility, Cherokee, Alabama, the Cherokee facility, and Pryor, Oklahoma, the Pryor facility, as well as facility for Covestro AG, Covestro, in Baytown, Texas, the Baytown facility. Stock graph, 3 months, industry graph, 3 months, VectorVest summary. LXU is overvalued compared to its price of $3.39 per share, has below average safety, and is currently rated a buy. Recommendation, REC, buy. REC reflects the cumulative effect of all the VectorVest parameters working together. These parameters are designed to help investors buy safe, undervalued stocks rising in price. Value. Current price, $3.39. Current value, $2.59. LXU has a current value of $2.59 per share, compared to a price of $3.39 per share. This stock is currently overvalued. Value is computed from forecasted earnings per share, forecasted earnings growth, profitability, interest, and inflation rates. Upside potential, relative value /RV, poor RV is an indicator of long-term price appreciation potential. LXU has an RV of 0.76, which is poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. This indicator is far superior to a simple comparison of price and value because it is computed from an analysis of projected price appreciation 3 years out, AAA corporate bond rates, and risk. Safety, relative safety /RS, poor RS is an indicator of risk. LXU has an RS of 0.63, which is poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. RS is computed from an analysis of the consistency and predictability of a company's financial performance, debt-to-equity ratio, sales volume, business longevity, price volatility, and other factors. Timing, relative timing /RT, excellent RT analyzes a stock's price trend. LXU has a relative timing of 1.84, which is excellent on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. RT is computed from an analysis of the direction, magnitude, and dynamics of a stock's price movements day over day, week over week, quarter over quarter, and year over year. If a trend dissipates, RT will gravitate toward 1.00. Overall rating, value safety timing /VST, very good. VST is the master indicator for ranking every stock in the VectorVest database. LXU has a VST rating of 1.26, which is very good on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. VST is computed from the square root of a weighted sum of the squares of RV, RS, and RT. Stocks with the highest VST ratings have the best combinations of value, safety, and timing. Stop price, $2.66. Stop is an indicator of when to sell a position. LXU has a stop of $2.66 per share. A stock's stop is computed from a 13-week moving average of its closing prices, and is fine-tuned according to the stock's fundamentals. CI, Comfort Index, very poor. CI is an indicator which reflects a stock's ability to resist severe and/or lengthy price declines. LXU has a CI rating of 0.31, which is very poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. CI is based solely upon a stock's long-term price history. GRT, earnings growth rate. GRT reflects a company's 1 to 3 year forecasted earnings growth rate in percent per year. LXU has a forecasted earnings growth rate of -6.00%, which VectorVest considers to be very poor. EPS, earnings per share. EPS stands for leading 12 months earnings per share. LXU has a forecasted EPS of $2.19 per share. VectorVest determines this forecast from a combination of recent earnings performance and traditional fiscal and/or calendar year earnings forecasts. P/E, price to earnings ratio. P/E shows the dollars required to buy $1 of earnings. LXU has a P/E of -1.55. The average P/E of all the stocks in the VectorVest database is -120.59. EY, earnings yield. EY reflects earnings per share as a percent of price. LXU has an EY of -64.60%. This is above the current average of -0.83% for all the stocks in the VectorVest database. GPE, growth to P/E ratio. LXU has a GPE rating of -3.88. A stock is commonly considered to be undervalued when GPE is greater than 1.00. DIV, dividend. VectorVest reports annual, regular, cash dividends as indicated by the most recent payments. Special distributions, one-time payments, stock dividends, etc., are not generally included in DIV. LXU does not pay a dividend. DY, dividend yield. DY reflects dividend per share as a percent of price. LXU does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend yield rating. dy equals 100x, div/price. It is useful to compare dy with ey. If dy is not significantly lower than ey, the dividend payment may be in jeopardy. DS, dividend safety. DS is an indicator of the assurance that regular cash dividends will be declared and paid at current or at higher rates for the foreseeable future. LXU does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend safety rating. Stocks with DS values above 75 typically have RS values well above 1.00 and EY levels that are much higher than DYDG. Dividend growth rate. Dividend growth is a forecasted annual growth rate of a company's dividend based on historical dividend payments and dividend predictability. It is a subtle yet important indicator of a company's financial performance. It also provides some insight into the board's outlook on the company's ability to increase earnings. LXU does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend growth rating. YSG vector. YSG is an indicator which combines dy, ds, and dg into a single value, and allows direct comparison of all dividend-paying stocks in the database. LXU does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a YSG rating. Stocks with the highest YSG values have the best combinations of dividend yield, safety and growth. These are the stocks to buy for somewhat above current income and long-term growth. Average vol. Average vol is the 50-day moving average of daily volume as computed by VectorVest. LXU has an average vol of 160,630 shares traded per day. Percent vol reflects the percent change in today's trading volume as compared to the average vol. Percent vol equals volume. Average vol /average vol asterisk 100. LXU had a percent vol of 817.44% on Thursday, December 31, 2020. PRC, LXU price changed 32.94% from the prior day's closing price. Sales, LXU has annual sales of 336 million. Sales growth is the sales growth rate in percent over the last 12 months. LXU has a sales growth of -2.00% per year. This is very poor. Sales per share, SBS. LXU has annual sales of $11.47 per share. Price to sales ratio, P/S. LXU has a P/S of 0.30. Shares, LXU has 29 million shares of stock outstanding. Market capitalization, LXU has a market capitalization of 99 million. Business sector, LXU has been assigned to the diversified company's business sector. VectorVest classifies stocks into over 200 industry groups and 40 business sectors. Industry group, LXU has been assigned to the diversified company's industry group. VectorVest classifies stocks into over 200 industry groups and 40 business sectors.
Fear and Greed Index. What emotion is driving the market now? Last updated December 31 at 9:38 a.m. 7 Fear and Greed Indicators. Stock price strength. Extreme greed. The number of stocks hitting 52-week highs exceeds the number hitting lows and is at the upper end of its range, indicating extreme greed. Last changed November 23 from a greed rating updated December 31 at 9:48 a.m. Market momentum. Extreme greed. The S&P 500 is 8.34% above its 125-day average. This is further above the average than has been typical during the last 2 years, and rapid increases like this often indicate extreme greed. Last changed December 14 from a greed rating updated December 31 at 9:46 a.m. Stock price breadth neutral. The McClellan Volume Summation Index measures advancing and declining volume on the New York Stock Exchange. During the last month, approximately 0.34% more of each day's volume has traded in declining issues than in advancing issues, pushing this indicator towards the middle of its range for the last 2 years. Last changed December 30 from a market volatility neutral. The CBOE Volatility Index, VIX, is at 22.95. This is a neutral reading and indicates that market risks appear low. Put and call options feared. During the last 5 trading days, volume in put options has lagged volume in call options by 55.31%. As investors make bullish bets in their portfolios. However, this is still among the highest levels of put buying seen during the last 2 years, indicating fear on the part of investors. Safe haven demand. Extreme fear stocks have outperformed bonds by 1.37 percentage points during the last 20 trading days. However, this is close to the weakest performance for stocks relative to bonds in the past 2 years and indicates investors are starting to flee risky stocks for the safety of bonds. Junk bond demand extreme fear. Investors in low-quality junk bonds are accepting 2.23 percentage points in additional yield over safer investment-grade corporate bonds. While this spread is historically low,